Hello and welcome to Gravitas Plus. I am Molly Gambhir. I have some headlines for you. As the world brought in the new year, 3 people died on the roads of Bengaluru in 3 separate accidents. In the year 2023, 909 people lost their lives due to road accidents in India's tech capital. This is the highest figure in 10 years. In Assam, a bus slammed into a coal-laden truck. At least 12 people lost their lives, 31 were injured. In Madhya Pradesh, 2 motorbikes collided head-on. 3 died, including a father and his young son. In Goa, road accidents claimed 9 lives in the first 3 days of the year. All these headlines are from this past week itself, and there are many more, by the way. I can go on and on. But I think the message here is clear. Here are some numbers. According to the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, over 461,000 road accidents were reported in India. More than 168,000 people lost their lives. Some 443,000 suffered injuries. You know what this means? There were 1,264 accidents every day, 462 deaths every day. The number of crashes increased by almost 12% from 2021. Fatalities also rose by 9.5%. Tamil Nadu recorded the highest number of accidents. Madhya Pradesh came in second. Then there were Kerala, Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka. As for the number of road-related deaths, Uttar Pradesh topped the list. It was followed by Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka. It's not just the number that's overwhelming. The reasons for these accident-related deaths are equally astounding. The biggest reason was overspeeding, one that is easily avoidable. It accounted for 71.2% of the deaths. Yes, people's rush to get somewhere cost them and others their lives. The second biggest cause of deaths on roads was hit and run. It accounted for 18% of the fatalities. Data also suggests that Indian highways are far more accident-prone than normal roads. Add rogue drivers to the mix, and you have the perfect recipe for disaster. Both national and state highways make up about 5% of the total road length. Still, they were the breeding ground of 60% of the accidents. Which kind of vehicles are the worst offenders? The biggest offenders are also the biggest victims. 2-wheelers were involved in the highest number of accidents, both as perpetrators and victims. As far as trucks and lorries are concerned, they come second. There was 1 road accident death every 3 minutes in India. Every 3 minutes. In the year 2018, India reported the 3rd highest number of road accidents. With only 1% of the world's vehicles, India accounts for almost 10% of all crash-related deaths. 1 out of every 10 traffic fatalities worldwide occurs in India. By now, you must be aware of the new law that was introduced, focusing on the second biggest cause of deaths on roads, that is hit and run. So what does the new law entail? Stricter penalties. Earlier, hit and run cases attracted 2 years in jail, and that was the upper limit. But now, according to the new law, it is 10 years in jail. There are also provisions for a fine of 7 lakh rupees, that's over $8,400. It is yet to be implemented, but it triggered an uproar in the country. Truckers across Maharashtra, Punjab, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh went on a strike. There were massive traffic jams. Petrol pumps were packed as people rushed to buy fuel. Associations of taxi drivers took to the streets, with hundreds of transporters protesting at Jantar Mantar in the capital. They say the new law has created an atmosphere of fear. How so? You see, for a truck driver ferrying essentials across borders, they say the penalty is too high. According to them, 7 lakh rupees is a very high sum. Drivers of commercial vehicles are asking how will they pay such a fine in the event of an accident. The Ministry of Home Affairs has reassured the drivers. Earlier, there were fears that the protests will continue and it may lead to a fuel crisis in the coming days. Why is that? You see, due to the protests, supply of crucial goods could take a hit. This also includes fuel. Drivers of thousands of tankers which ferry fuel to petrol pumps were also part of the protests. That's why so many were busy buying fuel in panic. They wanted to load up their tanks before there's a crisis. When it comes to tackling the issue of road accidents in India, it's a multi-pronged issue. There are several layers to it. Let's touch upon the others. It's also about the condition of roads in India. There are potholes, there are stray animals, poor maintenance, lax safety audits. There is also the issue of poor law enforcement. There are traffic rules. In fact, they are harsher as compared to other countries. In India, blood alcohol limit for driving is 0.03%. In the US and the UK, it stands at 0.08%. India also strictly bans the use of mobile phones while driving. In China, the US and the UK, it's not a problem until the driver is holding the device. Yet, India beats others when it comes to road accidents. According to the World Health Organization, India's enforcement of speed, drunk driving and seat belt laws scores lower than China and the UK. So it ultimately boils down to better enforcement, more scrutiny, better roads, and God help us, a little more patience while driving. As the expression goes, if you can drive in India, you can drive anywhere in the world.